People are so prejudiced against bisexuals, though. It's like the only group of people you can still make fun of. It's like bisexuals and Germans. And I happen to be both.
Why do my gay male friends insist on seeing bisexuals as confused? Shouldn't gay men, of all people, be more supportive of different kinds of sexual expression?
So this is a great question because it gives us an opportunity to remember that sometimes the LGBT community can be just as intolerant and lacking in imagination as the straight community gets a bad rap for being.
Yeah, there's no such thing as bisexual. That's just something they invented in the 90s to sell hair products.
Before we get to the specifics of your question, though, there are a few other misconceptions about it that we should dismiss also. First, bisexuality is a distinct sexual orientation. It is not a subcategory of gay or lesbian. It is its own, very real, scientifically proven sexual orientation.
There's like a whole science to it.
Many people seem to believe that bisexuals are equally attracted to any gender. This isn't true. Bisexuals report shifting attraction over the course of their lives. At some point, they might be attracted more to men or to women, and that's quite normal.
Yeah, I like boys, I like girls. They're all great. No difference, is there?
The other misconception, and a particularly pernicious one, is that because they're attracted to multiple genders or have the capacity to be attracted to multiple genders, they can't be monogamous. This is completely untrue. Many, if not most, bisexuals are going to be in committed relationships, and they may not at all necessarily feel, like they're missing anything by committing to that person.
And from my observations, it seems they're bisexual, reproducing at will. Brother, they got a lot of will.
Actually, surveys show that bisexuals make up a slight majority of LGBT people. If this comes as a surprise, it's probably because a lot of bisexuals seem to be in the closet. Explanations for this vary. If you talk to a bisexual advocate, they are going to say that this is because bisexuals face so much discrimination and just like disbelief and sort of nastiness that they just don't see the point in coming out and they don't think it's worth it. Another one is that some bi people are going to be in straight relationships and not coming out allows them to maintain a certain amount of heterosexual privilege because they are going to appear straight to the outside world.
Bisexual, this shirt is mad hetero. Look at these pythons. You can clearly see I'm hiding an 8-pack underneath.
So now to the specifics of your question. There are a few reasons why gay men in particular might react negatively or in this sort of disrespectful way to bisexual people. It is a phenomenon among gay men to sometimes identify as bisexual as sort of a stepping stone to gay. I have to admit that I myself identified as bi for about 3 days before moving on to full gay identification, which is how I've identified ever since. But it did seem at the time like sort of an easier step to take, and I didn't think about the fact that I was sort of hurting the cause for everyone else.
Obviously, she's bisexual.
Fucking hate that.
What is that?
What is that anyway?
Huh?
I mean, pick a side already, right?
Absolutely.
Can't you make up your mind?
What is this? They have to have sex with everyone?
They have to do everything?
Half the population isn't enough for them?
Another explanation has to do with sort of not being able to imagine sexual attraction to more than the gender you're attracted to. So a lot of gay men are going to look at bi men especially, and maybe also women, and say, well, I can't possibly imagine being attracted to a woman, and so you must be lying. But that's really unfair because you can't say that. You don't know what someone's attractions are, and just because you can't imagine it in your own head and for yourself doesn't mean that it's not real in the world.
I'm bisexual. I like women too.
Well, good for you.
We need to broaden our minds, we need to open our imaginations, and really acknowledge that bisexuals do exist and they're not at all confused.